Part 8. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 71. Over the weekend, Rensuya drags Ran out of the house. Study every day, people become stupid when studying. Come on, mom will go shopping with you today. Ran looked at his mother helplessly. She was not accompanying him, but she obviously wanted to go shopping with him. Okay. The driver took them to the famous business district of Haishi. Once they entered the mall, Rensuya took her to the shops she usually visited. When the salesperson saw her, he enthusiastically approached her. "Mrs. Ran, you are here." As soon as she sat down, the waiter immediately brought her favorite tea, snacks, and a bouquet of her favorite blue enchantress. "What's new this season?" "Yes, there are a few pieces that are particularly suitable for you." Rensuya waved her hand. "Today's protagonist is not me, but my daughter. You choose some clothes that suit her." As soon as he finished speaking, he seemed to have thought of something. "Forget it, let's follow the old rules and go through all the new products this season and let her choose by herself." "Okay. Let's arrange it." One by one, the fitting models walked out of the inner room and showed the effect of the clothes on their upper body in front of them, with a 360-degree display without blind spots. As a guest, you can stop at any time and let them show you what you want to see. "Of course, what do you think of this dress?" Ran shook his head and said, "The logo is too big, which is not good. For those who like to buy to show off, a logo that is too big is absolutely 100% satisfactory. For Ran, who is used to being low-key, a logo that is too conspicuous is the biggest failure." Rensuya knew her daughter's choice and told the salesperson, "There is no need to use a logo that is too big." "Okay. The salesperson will arrange it immediately. I still have no interest in these clothes. I always feel that shopping is a waste of time. Instead of sitting here, I might as well brush a few more papers." Just when she felt bored, a simple but stylish white dress with small floral flowers came into view. "This one is good." Seeing that her daughter was finally interested, Rensuya said, "This series of clothes is all in S size." The salesman smiled and responded, "Okay." Ran shook his head. "How many colors are there in this dress?" "3 colors, yellow, pink, and white. 3 in size S and 1 in size L. Size L is yellow." At the same time, in the box next door, Ruan Fengru and her daughter were also choosing clothes, and they happened to choose the same clothes. "Just this one." The salesperson was just about to stock up the goods when he was told that the last few S-size clothes had been packed away by Mrs. Ran. The salesperson walked up to Ruan Fengru and said, "Mrs. Ruan, the S size is out of stock in the store. We need to transfer goods from other stores. It will take a day. When the clothes arrive, I will have them delivered to your door." "Out of stock? What are you showing us?" Kong Lian had been in a bad mood recently, but now that he encountered this kind of thing, he complained dissatisfiedly. The salesperson could only tell the truth. Mrs. Ren from Yaxing Group just came to buy clothes with her daughter, and she happened to take away all the sizes of the clothes. When Kong Lian heard that it was Ran, the mother and daughter, she became even more upset. This mother and daughter came specifically to defeat them. Ruan Fengru's eyes flashed with a faint light, and she said with a smile, "Is this Ms. Rensuya?" "Yes." "Are they still in the store now?" "Here I am. Suya and I are good friends in college. Go and ask her if she is free. I want to catch up with her. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 72. The salesperson responded and informed the colleague in charge of Suya. After learning the situation, the salesperson walked up to Rensuya, bent down, and asked in a low voice, "Mrs. Ran, a friend wants to see you." Who? Ms. Ruan Fengru. Suddenly hearing this name, the mother and daughter looked at each other. You go out first. Okay. The salesperson left the room. Ran, why did she suddenly want to see me? Ran Suya asked her daughter subconsciously. Mom, no matter what she wants to do, just treat it as your first meeting. Ruan Fengru is not a simple person. Women's minds are more delicate than men, so just treat it as the first reunion of good friends. Ran Suya kept nodding, but she was afraid of being exposed, or, let's forget it. Ran shook her head. Mom, if you refuse now, she will be suspicious. You had a good relationship in college, and you haven't been in touch for many years. If you don't meet her suddenly, it will be suspicious. She didn't say one thing. She felt that Ruan Fengru was more difficult to deal with than her father. Meet once, don't stay too long, I will pull you away at the right time. Okay. At the same time, Ruan Fengru and her daughter also sent the salesperson away, leaving them alone. Mom, why do you suddenly want to meet them? Seeing that her daughter didn't understand her intentions, Ruan Fengru was a little worried about her IQ, and said patiently, you took the wrong road before. Kong Lian was puzzled. Become good friends with Ran, and then you will have more chances to kill her. Do you understand? Kong Lian nodded. This time you must find the right opportunity and try to kill her in one go. Send your daughter to her first, and then make a move. After they discussed it, they got the news from the salesperson. The salesperson took the mother and daughter directly into the VIP room. As soon as they stepped into the VIP room, the mother and daughter felt the luxury here, which was much simpler than their VIP room. Ruan Fengru looked normal, but the jealousy that flashed across Kong Lian's face was so clear. Although it was only for a moment, it was still noticed by Ran and her daughter. Kong Lian is a young person after all, and she is not as experienced as her mother. Fengru, it's really you. I just heard the salesperson say that, and I thought I heard it wrong. Ran Suya came forward in surprise and hugged Ruan Fengru. Ran was angry and amused when she saw her mother like this. She was worried that her mother couldn't handle it before, but she didn't know that she would bring her such a big surprise. Worrying in vain. Ruan Fengru responded enthusiastically, I just heard that you are here, isn't it a coincidence? We haven't seen each other for many years, right? Yes, since you graduated from college and went abroad, I haven't seen you. When did you return to China? Ran Suya naturally pulled her aside to sit. I just returned to China some time ago and dealt with some things in China. I'm done with my work recently, so I came to accompany my daughter at this point. Ruan Fengru called Kong Lian forward. Suya, this is my daughter, Lian. Lian, call me Aunt Ren. Aunt Ren. Kong Lian called obediently. Ran Suya smiled and looked up and down at Kong Lian. This was the first time she looked at her husband's illegitimate daughter so closely. She held back the nausea in her heart and said with a smile, she is so beautiful. Fengru, I didn't expect your daughter to be so big. Ran, come here. Ran smiled and stepped forward. Her eyes fell on Ruan Fengru. The hatred hidden in her body was constantly surging, but she tried her best to restrain it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo Yet. Chapter 73. In the eyes of outsiders, they met for the first time. Only she knew how long she had known her, long enough for her to hate her and want to eat her flesh, drink her blood, pull out her tendons, and grind her bones to ashes. If Kongji is a jackal, she is a poisonous snake hiding in the dark, who will jump out and bite you at any time, making you feel miserable. Back then, she knew about her mother's existence from other people, deliberately approached her, and then persuaded her boyfriend Kongji to set up a big chess game. She once approached her and wanted to ask her why she did this, whether there was a blood feud between them, so she was so deliberate to destroy their family. At that time, Ruan Fengru looked down at her from a high position, and said a few words lightly in the tone of a winner. I just want to see what it feels like to step on the high and mighty and play with them. You young people often say, how can your 10 years of hard study be worth the efforts of 3 generations of others? Look, I did it. Your Ren family, I will accept it with pleasure. Ruan Fengru squatted down and gently patted her face. Little girl, if there is a next life, remember to grow your brain. You are useless even if you are given a good family background. You and your love-brained mother are useless, so you should give up your position and let capable people take control. Do you think I am right? Ren retracted his thoughts, walked forward, and smiled at this long-lost opponent, no, more accurately, the enemy. In her eyes, she and her mother were both flower buds in the greenhouse, who knew nothing and were very easy to fool. Her mother was played in the palm of her hand by her and her father, and she was deceived and bewitched by her father who thought he loved her deeply since she was a child. When they completely controlled everything, they showed their fangs and revealed their ugly true face. Ren regained his composure, with a polite smile on his face. Auntie Ruan, hello. Is this your child with your senior? I didn't expect it to grow up so big in the blink of an eye. Ruan Fengru looked at her lovingly. As she spoke, she took out a box from her bag and handed it to Ren. Your mother and I are good friends. I am not prepared for the first time to meet a child. Don't be disgusted by it. Ren glanced at Ren Suya, and after getting her affirmation, he took the gift. Thank you. They are all our children. Don't be polite to Auntie. You can tell Auntie what you want. Ruan Fengru's enthusiasm was as if she loved her as her own daughter. Ren Suya looked at Kong Lian, you can choose whatever you like. She called the salesperson and asked her to take the booklet and let her choose at will. After seeing the many jewels in the booklet, Kong Lian's eyes lit up. She tried her best to restrain her impulse and chose the cheapest bracelet worth 50,000 yuan very conservatively and low-key. Choose more, Ren Suya said generously. Auntie, no need. Kong Lian spoke softly, looking like a girl who is easy to get along with. How old are you this year? Ren Suya asked. 18 years old. Ren Suya was surprised. Oh, the same age as our Ran. What month were you born? Born in March. That means she is 2 months older than our Ran. As soon as Ren Suya finished speaking, she seemed to think of something and looked at Ruan Fengru with a slightly surprised look. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 74. Feng, are you suddenly went abroad that year and didn't have time to attend our wedding. Was it because you were pregnant? Ren Suya poked her lungs in front of her like an idiot who had never experienced the world. Ruan Fengru's face was not angry, but she had an awkward smile. Who is the father of the child? Is it the boyfriend you had before? Ren Suya asked anxiously, with a look of concern. Are you married now? Is he good to you? If he is not good to you, I will help you. Ren wanted to laugh when he heard his mother poking other people's lungs, but he could only hold it in. Kong Lian was very angry when she saw her mother being insulted, but she didn't dare to move. Suya, this is not a place to talk. Let's go to the club next door and have a good gathering. Ruan Fengru didn't want to talk about her private affairs in front of outsiders, so she changed the subject directly. Okay, Ren Suya nodded repeatedly. Both parties took their daughter to the club next door. As soon as they entered the club, the manager immediately came forward to greet them. Mrs. Ren, you're here. Are you still going to your private room? Yes. The manager led the group into the private room. After the group sat down, Ren Suya handed the menu to Ruan Fengru and her daughter. What do you want to eat? Order it yourself. Ruan Fengru directly ordered a pot of tea, and Kong Lian ordered a portion of milk. Seeing that the mother and daughter ordered those two things, she smiled and said, Fengru, you are still the same, you like to save money for me. Manager Wang, serve one portion as usual, and give the two little ones a bowl of bird's nest. When the waiter delivered everything, there were only two pairs of mothers and daughters in the private room, each with their own thoughts. Fengru, is your husband Qin Xiao? Ren Suya continued to ask the previous question. Without waiting for Ruan Fengru to speak, Ren nudged her with his elbow. Mom. Ren Suya looked at her daughter with a puzzled look. What's wrong? Ren almost applauded her mother's acting skills. Mom, that's my classmate, Kong Lian. She pointed at the person sitting next to Ruan Fengru and said. Ren Suya looked at the mother and daughter in surprise. Fengru, you. The word mistress almost came out of her mouth, but she finally held it back. However, the expression of hesitation and shock was more hurtful than saying those two words directly. Ruan Fengru looked embarrassed, but fortunately she could hold it back, but Kong Lian couldn't stand it. Her face was gloomy, and her eyes turned cold when she looked at Ren Suya. Ren Suya seemed to have not noticed the abnormality between the mother and daughter. She stepped forward enthusiastically and held Ruan Fengru's hand, feeling distressed and sad. Fengru, what happened before? How did you stay with Kong Ming Cheng? Kong Ming Cheng is a generation older than us, and his wife is not someone who can be easily messed with. You have suffered these years, hey, you have suffered. I know you are not that kind of person. What happened back then? Seeing that she was determined to get to the bottom of it, Ruan Fengru lowered her head in depression, her voice sad. I was working part-time outside and once I met him when he was drunk, and then afterwards he sobered up, apologized to me, and gave me some money. 2 months later, I found out that I was pregnant. At that time, my mind was blank, and the only idea was to find him to find a way. He asked me to give birth. My relationship with him is not what you think. At best, I am just a woman who gave birth to his child. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 75. He just supports me. Fortunately, she treats Lian well. You also know that his wife is very powerful, so he didn't dare to let her know about the child Lian, which can be regarded as a kind of protection for Lian. I didn't dare to contact you all these years because I was afraid that you would look down on me and feel ashamed to have a friend like me. I was too timid and didn't dare to face the people and things in the past, so I kept hiding abroad. If he hadn't wanted Lian and asked her to come back in the past 2 years, I'm afraid I wouldn't have returned to China. Ruan Fengru said this sincerely. Although she was obviously talking nonsense, the emotions she brought in were easy to convince people. Suya, I hope you can keep it a secret for me and don't let others know about this. Before Ren Suya spoke, Ren said first, Aunt Ruan, but your daughter is very high profile in school. I don't know when the news spread. Everyone in our school knows that she is the daughter of Kong Ming Cheng. Ruan Fengru was stunned and turned her head to look at Kong Lian. Is what Ran said true? Mom, Pa. Ruan Fengru slapped her in the face. Ren Suya and Ren were enjoying the show. She didn't want to stop them, but in order to continue the show, she had to stop them. Feng, what are you doing? She is so disappointing. Ren quickly joined the persuasion army. Aunt Ruan, Kong Lian is very good, and her academic performance is always among the best. If she is still disappointing, how can she live if other classmates know about it? If my father is Kong Ming Cheng, I can't help showing off. Aunt Ruan, don't blame Kong Lian. There is no difference between persuading and not persuading. Ren Suya followed up, yes. It's normal for children to like their fathers. No child doesn't like their father, unless the father is not a good thing. Kong Ming Chen is a good father, and Lian said it outside, which is human nature. After repeated persuasion by the two of them, Ruan Fengruo's expression finally softened. She looked at Ran, Auntie can see that you are a capable child. Lian just transferred to a new school and doesn't understand many things. Auntie hopes you can take good care of her in school. Ran smiled and responded, Auntie Ruan, don't worry. Since you and my mother are friends, then Kong Lian and I are naturally friends too. I will definitely take good care of her in school. In her previous life, Kong Lian took a lot of effort to make herself accept her as a friend, and finally let her have the opportunity to give herself a fatal blow. In this life, she didn't have any misfortune. She changed her path, but unfortunately every path was blocked by her, and finally the two became opposites. Now they are planning to take the path of a lifetime again, preparing to build a good relationship first, let themselves relax their vigilance, and then kill them with one blow. They know that even if Kong Lian starts to please her deliberately now, she will not accept it, so they want to let each other intersect through the line of their mother. Unfortunately, their wishful thinking was wrong. No, that's not right. Ruan Fengruo couldn't just jump out so easily. In her previous life, she did not move from behind the scenes to the public until her grandparents passed away. In this life, she jumped to the front so quickly, just to hook up with Ren Suya and pave the way for Kong Lian? Would she do something with such a low return rate? The answer is obviously not. She must have a deeper plan, but she can't think of what she will do for the time being. After all, the current development is completely different from the previous life. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 76. Although it is hard to guess what Ruan Fengruo's next move will be, as long as you understand one thing, the other party has bad intentions. Now we should remain unchanged in the face of all changes. Ruan Fengruo was very happy to hear her agree, Lian, you should get to know Ran more in the future. She turned her head and looked at Ran Suya again, Suya, it's really great that our friendship can continue to the next generation. I hope we can be together forever in the future. Yes, Ran Suya endured the nausea in her heart and agreed with a smile on her face. The two talked about the things in the past college. Kong Lian and Ran listened obediently and watched them talk happily. An hour later, the two sides reluctantly separated. On the way back, the smiles on their faces disappeared tacitly. Mom, is that woman stupid? Can she speak? Kong Lian wanted to say something to her several times. Every time she speaks so badly. Kong Lian chattered there, not noticing that Ruan Fengruo's face had become extremely bad. What she couldn't stand the most was Ren Suya's innocent look, always thinking she was superior to others. Since Kong Ji married Ren Suya, she hadn't felt that gap for a long time. When she suddenly saw Ren Suya today, the inferiority and jealousy in her heart surged up again. Mom, when will Dad bring us to the public? She was really tired of hiding behind. If you can't speak, shut up. The mother's cold voice scared Kong Lian so much that she didn't dare to speak again and shut up timidly. On the other side, Ran Suya and her daughter were also talking about them. Ran, what do you think she means by this? I don't know, but it's very likely that she wants to go down the old path of a lifetime, make friends with me, and then give me a fatal blow after I trust her, so as to ruin my mood. This is one of them. They must have another purpose, but I can't think of what it is for the time being. Ren Suya is not good at these intrigues, but she knows one thing, this mother and daughter definitely have bad intentions. Mom, when she comes to see you next time, you must be careful and don't fall into her trap. Okay. It's best to meet her in a place you are familiar with and where there are many people. Ren reminded again. Mom will protect herself. Konglji, who was far away in Baikan, was so scared that he secretly returned to Haishi as soon as he learned that Ruan Fengru had met Ren Suya. What do you want to do? Konglji's face was gloomy and terrifying. Didn't I tell you that you must not appear in front of her before you get the Yaxing group? Ruan Fengru was wronged and silently endured his anger. After Konglji yelled for a long time, he questioned, if you can't give me a reasonable reason today, I will arrange for you to go abroad. Dad, Mom did this for a reason. Kong Lian couldn't bear to see his father blaming his mother, so he spoke up. You get out. Konglji looked at her coldly. Kong Lian wanted to say something, but noticed that his mother winked at him, so he had to leave obediently. The two went to the study and closed the door. Tell me, what's the reason? He sat on the leather sofa and looked at the woman in front of him coldly. In front of Yaxing group, anyone who stood in his way had to stand aside, including his childhood sweetheart Ruan Fengru. Li Ji, have you ever thought about why Lian always set up traps for Ren, but she always managed to turn danger into safety? What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo Yet. Chapter 77. Before doing something, you didn't think everything through. As a mother, you don't know how to check for her. You let a teenage girl make her own decision. You are not using our decades of hard work to fool around, Kong Liji said coldly. Konglji had long been dissatisfied with what the two of them had done. Ruan Fengru felt chilled when she heard what she said, but it was what she expected. During these few interactions, she could clearly feel Konglji's dissatisfaction with her. She did not argue with him on this matter, and said in an unhurried voice, I asked the master a few days ago, and the master told me that there are two reasons. The first one is that Ren's luck is too strong. Let her turn disaster into good luck every time. Second, the talisman that was placed in the amulet did not work. They should not be wearing it. The two reasons just mentioned are complementary to each other and cannot exist without the other. People with strong luck are destined to be favored by God and are the favorites of the Emperor of Heaven. They can always turn disaster into good fortune in any situation they encounter. For those of them who are not as lucky as her, if they want to frame them, it will be difficult to succeed. Even if they succeed for a while, they will soon be resolved by them. The talisman had no effect and did not affect her luck. It disrupted her luck and it was difficult for them to succeed. So the most important thing is the talisman. Only if the talisman works, and they add fuel to the flames, can they gradually disintegrate her destiny, and then they can steal the sky and change the day. When she thought about the good luck of that little bitch Ren, she became more and more determined to exchange her fate for her daughter. Only in this way could their family prosper, transcend social classes, and become superiors. Konglji's expression softened, and he probably understood her intention. What are you going to do? Ruan Fengru stepped forward, took out a box from the drawer, opened the wooden box, and found 4 talismans inside. When Konglji saw the 4 talismans, his pupils shrank slightly, and he guessed what she was going to do. You want me to deliver these charms to them? Ruan Fengru shook her head. She knew his character too well for him to take this risk. Replacing him last time was already his biggest concession. It would be absolutely impossible for him to take action again this time. So how could she ask for trouble this time? Tell me your plan. Ruan Fengru lay next to his ear and whispered, it's Mr. Ren's birthday soon. As a son-in-law, should you pray for the old couple with your wife and children? This time you don't have to do anything, just take them to the temple, and the rest I will arrange it. This time there is absolutely no need for you to do anything. Konglji did not respond and was silent for a long time. He raised his head and looked at her, since you know her, you can definitely find an opportunity to take Ren Suya there. She is a simple person and will believe whatever others say. What's more, back then, I have such a good relationship with you, I must trust you. Sure enough, he didn't want to get involved at all. Ruan Fengru sighed quietly, she and I just met, so I brought someone over there. I was afraid that she wouldn't believe it. You are her pillow, so you have an advantage over me. He held her hand and patted it gently, I believe in your ability. If you have any other difficulties, you can ask them. That's what I've been waiting for. Last time I wiped my daughter's butt, I spent all the money I had. Now I have to plan for her, this money. I'll transfer 5 million to you. 5 million. So little. Ruan Fengru was disappointed, but with a smile on her face, she naturally put her hands around his neck and said affectionately, thank you, husband. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she Mo yet. Chapter 78. This time it must be successful. I will. Lji, how are you over there? Speaking of work, Konglji was in a good mood. He held her in his arms and patted her delicate and smooth back from time to time. We have negotiated a project with CM Group in Daying. After the project is officially signed, the performance of the branch will become the best among all branches of Yaxing Group. Ruan Fengru was surprised, really? Does that mean you can join the board of directors and Yaxing Group will be handed over to you? Yes, Konglji nodded affirmatively, with a smug look on his face. As long as the contract is signed, he can smoothly enter the board of directors of Yaxing Group. Once he enters the board of directors, he can let go and deal with those two old guys. He is progressing smoothly here. The only thing that is not going well is Ruan Fengru. You should pay more attention here. Konglji was also worried that if he didn't ruin her luck, he was also worried that they would come back. I will. Ruan Fengru nodded affirmatively. The two spent a night together, and the next morning, Konglji quietly left Haishi and returned to Baikan. He thought he had done it perfectly, but in fact, the people who were secretly watching him had already reported all his itineraries to Ren Hongru. Ren Hongru looked at the news from the people below and read what Konglji had done in the branch. Secretary General Qin Quan said, Director Ren, Manager Kong is already negotiating that business, and the other party is not suspicious. They will sign the contract tomorrow. Do we want to? Once the contract is signed, Konglji will be finished. No need, just keep an eye on it. Qin Quan heard this answer and understood that the son-in-law was completely abandoned by the chairman and had no value. Now he is probably still complacent, and he will soon be able to join the board of directors and take charge of Yaxing Group. Unfortunately, the dream will soon be shattered. Haishi No. 1 Middle School. Kong Lian walked up to Ran Ran with a gift box in her hand, with a smile on her face. Ran Ran, this is what my mother asked me to bring to you. Do you like it? If you don't like it, I'll tell my mother. The familiar look stunned not only Zhao Yi and others, but also other students. Since the last bet on Mingshan Island, although the two did not officially break up, it was tacitly understood that they were not getting along. Now Kong Lian's attitude made everyone curious about their relationship. Ren Ran understood that she had a bad reputation now, and wanted to rely on getting along with her to whitewash her, become her friend by the way, and finally stab her in the back. Just tell your mother that I like it very much. In school, we should keep the same as before and keep out of each other's way. If they want to make friends, she has to agree. Why? Kong Lian was a little embarrassed, left the things behind, and turned away. As soon as he left, Zhao Yi couldn't wait to ask, what's going on? Mao Zhen, Ding Chong and others pricked up their ears to listen, and even Kong Lian's little followers were eavesdropping. What can happen? You see this? I'm not familiar with her mother. I've only met her once, Ren Ran said casually. Kong Lian talked about her not taking it seriously, but she felt aggrieved when she heard her casual tone and her careless attitude towards her mother, but she could do nothing about it. This time she had to hold back and complete what her mother asked her to do. Dad succeeded quickly, and she must not hold him back. At noon, when the bell rang, Kong Lian left her little followers and ran to her as soon as possible. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo Yet. Chapter 79. Ran, let's go to the cafeteria together. Ran raised her eyebrows and looked at the other party. She didn't take what she said before to heart at all. She was the same in her previous life. No matter how cold she was, she still went her own way. The difference now is that when she sticks to her like a dogskin plaster, no one around will mock her for not knowing what's good for her, and help her, giving her a chance to win favor. Zhao Yi directly put his arm around her. Sorry, our family Ran has an appointment, you should find someone else. She and Guo Tongwen surrounded her on the left and right, not giving her any chance at all. Lin Xiaoi sneered at her and left. Kong Lian looked at her leaving back, with a hurt face. Hu Zio stepped forward to comfort her. Lian, there's no need to be like this. It's her loss if she doesn't make friends with you. Don't say that. I just found out a few days ago that my mother and her mother were best friends in college. After graduation, my mother went abroad and the two lost contact. My mother hopes that she and I can become good friends like them. Although she doesn't like me, I still want to give it a try. Ah. That's it? There's no big hatred between you. If you talk to her, you can definitely turn hostility into friendship and continue the friendship of the previous generation. Tanjia comforted her confidently. Yeah. In the cafeteria, Kong Lian got the food and looked for Ran in the crowd. When she saw him, she dragged her plate over there. The bench they were sitting on could seat 6 people. Excluding Ran and the other 4, there were still 2 empty seats next to him. Can I sit here? Kong Lian asked. Ran didn't want to pay attention. Zhao Yi raised her eyes and was about to refuse. Fu Yan appeared at some point and sat down directly. Wang Hu shouted at her, make way. He used his burly body to push her to the side, and followed the boss to sit in the last empty seat, leaving Kong Lian alone standing by the aisle with a plate in the wind. The second attempt to show goodwill ended in vain again. Fu Yan looked at Ran, what's her situation? I think she wants to go the sisterly way. Are you happy? Fu Yan raised his eyebrows. That woman is not a good person, although the girl in front of him is not a simple person either. I'm not happy. That's good. After that, Fu Yan stopped talking and buried his head in eating. Zhao Yi and others looked at Ran and Fu Yan, wondering when their relationship became so good. After the evening self-study get out of class, Kong Lian stuck to him again like a dogskin plaster. Ran, my mother asked me to take you home. No, I have a car to pick you up. Kong Lian trotted forward and saw that she had always ignored him. She concealed the hatred in her eyes, stepped forward quickly, and stood in front of her. Ran, I want to talk to you. She stopped and looked at the person in front of her calmly. Kong Lian, isn't it better to keep the status quo? The driver had already opened the door, and Ran didn't give the other party a chance to speak and got in the car directly. The next day, Kong Lian came with breakfast and put it on her table as soon as she entered the classroom. I know you have a problem with me, but this is what my mother asked me to bring to you. She got up early this morning to make it. Kong Lian's voice was just enough for everyone in the classroom who wanted to hear gossip to hear clearly. Thank Auntie for me, I have already had breakfast. Ran asked Mao Zhen, class monitor, have you had breakfast? No, Mao Zhen silently stuffed the bread in his skull bag back. Give it to you. Warm Ti. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 80. Really? Mao Zhen happily took it, thank you. Don't thank me, you have to thank Kong Lian's mother. She turned her head to look at Kong Lian. I can't eat it, and it's not good to waste the ant's kindness. I'll give it to the students in need. Will the ant be angry? No, what else can she answer? Although she felt uncomfortable, it was her right, not to mention that she had to get along well with her now. At noon, Kong Lian wanted to come up again, but was blocked again. In the cafeteria, Kong Lian had been paying attention to Ren Ran. Seeing her get up and leave, he put down his chopsticks and directly ordered, Zio, help me deal with the plate. Without waiting for Hu Zio to respond, he hurried away and stopped Ren Ran when he reached the cafeteria door. Ren Ran, I want to talk to you alone. Okay. Zhao Yi and the others looked at each other and left first. The two walked towards the grove behind the campus, where there were few people and it was very quiet, suitable for talking about things. Tell me, what's the matter? Of course, I know that what happened before made us feel bad for each other. In fact, the bet was not our original intention. After all, there is no deep hatred between the two of us. I want to make peace with you. Seeing that she was still unmoved, she was not in a hurry and continued, your mother and my mother are good friends, and I also hope that we can become good friends. To be honest, when I learned that you were the eldest daughter of the Asia Star Group, I was jealous. I was jealous that you could stand in front of people openly, while because of my identity, I couldn't stand in front of people openly and swear to everyone that I was the daughter of the Walrus Group. Maybe it was this jealousy, or self-esteem, so when they talked about the bet, I wanted to suppress you. As for Teacher Lin's matter, it was really not done by me. I can swear to heaven. Although I want to win you, I won't do such a thing. These words are true and false, true in false, false in true, and such words are easier to convince people. Ren Ran, I want to get to know you again. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Kong Lian, and my father is Kong Ming Cheng. I just became an adult this year. I used to live abroad, then moved to China, and entered Haishi No. 1 middle school this year. I don't have many friends in China, and I don't have many hobbies on weekdays. Even if we won't be friends in the future, I hope we can play good sisters in front of my mother. My mother is very important to me. She is my mentor in life. I don't want to disappoint her. I hope you can understand and sympathize with her. She stretched out her hand, her words were sincere, her eyes were clear and sincere. If she hadn't experienced her deception in her previous life, and experienced so many inhuman tortures and sufferings, maybe she really believed her lies. Ren Ran looked at the pair of white hands in front of her, and she couldn't help thinking of her rough hands in her previous life, rummaging through the trash can, covered with stains, and couldn't be cleaned even if she washed it with water many times. I don't like to lie. If it's not convenient for you to tell Aunt Ruan, I will make it clear to her. Friends are friends to me, there are no so-called false friends. Sorry, I can't help you. You. Kong Lian cursed in her heart. She was so humble, but she still refused to let Jiao go. At this moment, a flower pot fell down from above her head. Be careful.